Hey guys, what's up? It is jjaaxxthelegend here, and today I'm here ready to tell you guys all the exciting news that was released in Minecraft Live. And oh my goodness, we got some good stuff. Now the first bit of news we are going to be looking at is the announcement of the mob vote winner, the LA. So the LA is going to be coming out in the 2022 Wild update. We'll look more into that update later, but now let's focus on the LA and what we know on it so far. So my favorite way of describing the LA is a flying hopper that'll help you organize your stuff. If you give an LA an item, it'll gather more of those items if they're lying around on the ground. The LA will not search for these items in unloaded chunks, so it is not a chunk loader. So you'd still have to be present in the farm chunks, say if you have the LA by a farm. It'll either drop these items by a note block, or if you haven't set up the note block, it'll drop them by the player. And of course, the most important fact of them all, they dance. I'm super excited to mess around with the LA when it gets released in the snapshots and in the actual final wild update, because I can see so many uses for it in farms to save on hoppers, as well as an item sorting system. Loads of people have mentioned using it to sort unstackable items, which we couldn't do before, so I can't wait to get onto Minecraft and try that out. Now moving on to the next big thing, they released some more news about 1.18 Part 2. So to start off, it's going to be released in 2021, so this year, in the next 1 to 2 months, they are trying to aim to release it. And this will finalize that sort of world generation update with the huge mountains and the dark caves, wide rivers, and all of that glorious stuff. We also got a showcase on how this new terrain generation will sort of combine with the older worlds, and they have done a great job. It's so smooth, the transition between them. Now sadly, Mojang also announced that the Warden and the Deep Dark won't be included in the 1.18 Part 2. It is going to be included in the 1.19 Wild update. Now Mojang stated that they wanted to do this because they wanted to add loads to the Deep Dark and couldn't feel like they could complete it in 1.18 Part 2, so they decided to move it to the Wild update. Now although we do have to wait a little bit longer to get the Deep Dark, it does allow Mojang to add loads of new stuff, like a whole family of Skulker sensors and Skulker blocks, as well as some new ruins in the Deep Dark. So for 1.18 Part 2, which is actually coming out this year in 1 to 2 months, you can expect some crazy new terrain generation, which is going to really change the way the Minecraft worlds look. As well as that, they're also adding seed parity between Bedrock and Java, which is something new that I have actually been waiting for a long time. Okay, we're getting onto stuff that is super exciting now. It is time to talk about the Wild update, the 1.19 Minecraft version. Now this version is aimed to make Minecraft more immersive. So this includes altering biomes to make sure that they all have their own atmosphere. One of the main biomes that they're going to change is the swamp. Now the swamp is going to be having a full revamp, but as well as that, we're going to go back in time a few years and actually grab one of the items from the previous biome votes, the chest in a boat. Now in the swamp, we are going to be getting the mangrove tree, which is a new type of tree. Now this also means we're getting a new type of wood, mangrove wood, which will come with its own set of stairs, doors, buttons, etc. The mangrove tree is grown using a propagal, which is essentially the mangrove tree sapling. This sapling is grown off of the leaf block in Minecraft and can be planted in water and outside of water. So this is the first sapling that can be planted in water. The mangroves will grow together in mangrove swamps, creating tunnels with their new hanging roots, which is a new block in Minecraft. I can't wait to zoom through these tunnels on my boat, or even my boat with a chest in it. In the mangrove swamps, you'll also find a new block. So instead of there being just plain old grass, you have wet dirt or mud. Mud is a renewable resource because you can turn dirt into it, as shown on your screen now. With the addition of mud, it also makes clay renewable, because if you put mud on top of a dripstone block, the water will drip out of it and turn that mud into clay. I can't wait to mess around with this and maybe make some huge clay farms. With the addition of mud, we also get mud bricks, which is a variant of the bricks. We haven't actually been told that they come in stair and slab form, but we're 100% sure that they come in block form. I can't wait to build with these, as it's going to add another contrasting block to use with stone bricks, deep slate and all of that. Gives us sort of a browner brick, because right now the only brownish brick we have is regular brick, but that has a red undertone to it. Now, we've spent enough time talking about the blocks. Time to get onto the mobs. We have 3 new mobs, or 2 depending on how you look at it, being added into these mangrove swamps. We have the fireflies, the frogs, and the tadpoles. The tadpoles can be found in mangrove swamps and will swim around in the water like little fish, and you can pick them up in a bucket like fish or axolotl as well. Now, the reason you can do this is so you can take it into different biomes and different weather types, because depending on the temperature, it'll grow into a different variation of the frog. Here are the 3 different types of frogs. We have the winter frog or the cold frog, the tropic frog, and the regular mangrove swamp frog. Now later on, each of these frog variants will have a special drop or ability that will be useful to the player, but these haven't been announced yet because they're still deciding on it. And on that peaceful note, it's time to get a bit spookier and darker as we travel down to the deep dark to have a look at what they're adding down there. Now, like I said earlier, the deep dark will be moved to the wild update, the one we're talking about right now. This is because we have the new addition of deep dark cities. These sort of look like nether fortresses or something like that, but down in the deep dark. And oh my goodness, they look so spooky. As well as that, we're getting some new additions to the SCULK family. The SCULK Catalyst and the SCULK Shrieker. And oh my goodness, both of them sound so scary. Now let's talk about the SCULK Catalyst. This is going to be used to grow skulkers. Now when I saw this, I had the worry that it might be like amethyst budding where you can't actually move it around. But from the video, it actually appears you can. Now this doesn't just grow like any old plant. It actually feeds off XP from nearby killed mobs, and it will grow even bigger depending on how much XP was dropped by that mob. They also show that some skulker blocks, when broken, drop XP, so this could lead to some pretty awesome XP farms using the catalyst to grow those blocks and then breaking them. Now let's have a look at the SCULK Shrieker. And trust me, it is as scary as it sounds. This thing will activate when a skulker sensor is let off in a nearby area and will make a terrible shrieking noise and then give you a darkness effect. Now I can't put into words how scary this is, but let's have a look at it now. As you can see, we have this swooping darkness effect, and if the shrieker goes off enough times, the warden will appear out of the ground and start hunting you. Oh, this is nightmare fuel. That in itself is something we've never seen before. The warden actually animated climbing out of the ground. I guess this implies that the warden is lurking all around us, waiting to attack us. This is going to lead to some fun tactical adventures, sneaking around the deep dark and using things like snowballs to distract the warden. As well as that, apparently the warden can smell now. It learned how to smell, so if you get too close, it'll sniff you out. Also, with all these new skulker blocks, I can see some seriously awesome farms, and I can't wait to mess around with it. So we really do have some exciting stuff ahead of us in these new Minecraft updates. So that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and remember to subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys later. And remember, stay carbonated.